Wish we could turn back time to the good old days when the mama sang us to sleep, but now we're stressed out. Wish we could turn back time to the good old days when the mama sang us to sleep, but now we're stressed out.
But here's a pass to Dominic Oduro, bursting in. Oduro fires. Goal! Dominic Oduro with tiger stripes painted on his head, hunts like a tiger. 1-0 Impact.
And then the bell went off, right? Welcome back to Weekend Game Plan. I'm your host, Matthew Ross. We're here every Saturday and Sunday, 7 until 9 o'clock, brought to you by DeadHitSports.com. Still to come, 8:05, we'll have Habs Breakfast with Stu Cowan of the Montreal Gazette and Amanda Stein of TSN 690. Right now, though, we're going to talk a little Montreal Impact with our next guest. He's from the website Mount Royal Soccer. You can also follow him at Sofiane Benzaza on Twitter. It is Sofiane Benzaza. Hey, Sofiane, how you doing?
I'm doing good, Matt. Yourself?
Very well. Thanks for joining us this morning. Now, you know what I would like to see? I love when that bell goes off at home. Wouldn't it be great if the supporters that travel brought some kind of mini bell with them? You hear noisemakers go off in stadiums in soccer all over the world. Some kind of mini bell. That would be great. Like a pocket bell, but it amplifies, so it sounds really loud.
Yeah, that would be fun. I think they have like a makeshift bell. I think that they take with them when they go to a pub or something to watch the game, away games. But yeah, that would be good if they had a sort of a medium size and with a portable microphone. That would be great.
Yeah, I agree. So big win, obviously, this past Tuesday at Olympic Stadium, and it was a little precarious in the last 15, 20 minutes since they gave up a couple of goals. But, I vented about this on Twitter. It's, to me, as a casual soccer fan, love playing it. I actually like watching the women's game more than the men's, but it's very frustrating to see aggregate and goals that are worth more than they actually are play a factor in the playoff format, whereas the final game is one game and the previous rounds are two games. I wanted your take on that.
Well, on the first point about the aggregate rule, it's not necessarily the. How would I say it? I'm used to it, right? I grew up watching soccer, watching football. You're used to aggregate rule, especially when you watch, let's say the UEFA Champions League. So we're used to it when you're out of the group stage. So yes, it is frustrating. It does sort of give advantage to the away team in the sense when if they score a goal, it gives more importance when both teams have the same score in both home and away leg. But what's interesting to see is that if you go the other way, if you don't count the aggregate rule and you just keep it, whoever scores more goals, it does open up the game and force teams to open up and score goals. So they're not punished for opening up. Whereas, you always see during these kind of games, you're like, okay, the Impact perfect score will be 2-0. Perfect score will be 3-1, for example. Whereas now the Impact seems to be a very precarious situation, and it kind of sort of we always talk about how this victory is a bit sour, and it is frustrating, but you sort of need to get used to it. Maybe MLS could be innovative compared to other leagues and just take out the aggregate rule, but at the same time they have a sort of MLS playoff. They have the playoffs to determine who's the champion, whereas other leagues they just have the season to determine who's the champion. So
Right.
It's kind of like a mixed bag, and you're wondering, okay, what's the best way to determine the champion? So I agree. Like you kind of lose on both sides, but I don't enjoy the aggregate rule much really. It's first of all I have to do math, which I'm not interested in really. It would be nice just to tell me, okay, who won, but
Math sucks. I agree.
I know.
We're chatting with Sofiane Benzaza of Mount Royal Soccer here on TSN 690's Weekend Game Plan with Matthew Ross. As the game now shifts to Toronto, where Montreal's the away team. What's the mentality going in? If you're the head coach or you're a player, you're just going in to win. You're going in to draw. You're going in to lose by no more than one, but a certain amount of goals have to be scored in the game. How do you approach it?
Well, if you're the Impact, you aim to win, but keeping in mind that your TFC has home advantage. TFC is going to want to impress their fans. TFC is going to want to score the same way the Impact score early and a lot. So that's something could happen easily at BMO Field. But at the same time, I do expect Montreal to really try and survive the first 15-20 minutes. And if they see any opportunity to counter quickly and score a goal, score the first goal of the game, that will be important. I think the objective is try and score the first goal of the game while being able to stay alive the first 15-20 minutes. And that's going to depend on how excited and eager TFC will be. It's going to be interesting, but Montreal will need to survive at the beginning just to shut down the crowd and have TFC quiet down a little bit so Montreal can sort of build up and try and do the game slowly and gradually.
Sofiane, I want to get your take. The Grey Cup is being played tonight at the BMO Field, and I just want to get, how is the pitch going to be for the game? I mean, I guess it can't be as bad as the Big O's, but how will it affect the game?
Well, you know what? How thick are those cleats for the
Yeah.
players? Honestly, it might be I haven't really observed. Like I've seen a few TFC games on TV at BMO Field, and I haven't made the connection. Was there a Argonauts game the day before, a few days before? So I didn't really notice the pitch. Try and observe it and see how the style of play was during that game. But if the pitch is a bad quality, I do expect the game to be a bit less, technical. You expect to have more long balls and players lose the ball more easily. Even though at the Big O, the surface is sort of flat, that sort of carpet is flat, but you can see how the ball is bouncy and players had trouble controlling the ball. So we do expect a bit of a rough game, a lot of long balls, a lot of lost ball, and it's going to be important to really win your one-on-ones situations, whether you're defending or attacking. So depending on the condition of the pitch, but the pitch most probably will be disastrous. Even if it's not, it will be not good enough for this kind of big stage. It's kind of funny. Both legs will have probably pitch problems, and this is Eastern Conference Final. I doubt TFC will have any line problems, problems, but at least, man, maybe we hope there's an issue with the pitch, so at least Montreal won't be the only laughing stock of MLS.
Sofiane Benzaza, just wrapping up with him, talking some Montreal Impact here. You can always check out the website as well, mountroyalsoccer.com. All right, so this is the question everyone wants to know. What's your take? Are they going to move on? Are they not going to move on? We need to know.
I think they're going to move on. I predicted a tie a few days ago, so I'm like, let's keep it with a tie. They're going to tie TFC, probably 1-1, and they're going to move on. I'm not basing myself on any scientific data. I look at the way they're playing. I look at the confidence level. I look how TFC have shown not to be traumatized, even if they're down 3-0. So TFC will have confidence to win. And knowing that Piatti was kind of quiet vis-a-vis what he usually does in the first leg, he might wake up and try and score a goal. And when you have Drogba off the bench, you do have an advantage. So survive the first 20 minutes, and I think they can go for a tie.
Yeah, that's a good point about Piatti. Kind of forgot about him in that whole 3-2 win in Montreal. All right, Sofiane, thank you so much. Enjoy the game. We'll talk to you soon. Really appreciate it.
Hey, thanks, man. Thanks, Dave.